This is the case of Jonathan Rinderknexht, the man who started the Palisades fire. Allegedly, on January 1st, 2025, there was a fire in Los Angeles, specifically the Pacific Palisades, and it was referred to as the Lockman Fire, and destroyed about 9 acres. The fire department showed up and they believed that they extinguished it, but they would be wrong. It was still burning underground. Authorities believe heavy winds caused this underground fire to surface and result in the massive Palisades fire. This fire killed 12 people, destroyed over 6,800 structures, caused $150 billion in damage, and burned 23,000 acres. Here is what they say happened. On December 31st, 2024, John was working as an Uber driver. His passengers that day say he seemed very upset. At 11:28 p.m., John looked up a music video about despair and bitterness, basically just a sad song. In the previous 4 days, he actually listened to the same song about 9 times. In this music video, the artist is seen lighting things on fire. At 11:38 p.m., he traveled to Skull Rock Trailhead. He made a call to a friend on Facebook, but that didn't go through. At 11:47 p.m., John recorded some videos on his phone, and no fire was seen. 7 minutes later, he listened to the same song he listened to earlier. And around that same time, a camera located about 4.5 miles away captured a fire start at 12:12 a.m. This will be the beginning of the Lockman fire. 30 seconds later, John calls 911, but it doesn't go through. John then accessed ChatGPT and asked the question, quote, "Are you at fault if a fire is lit because of your cigarette?" End quote. At 12:20 a.m., he got into his car and drove away, but then turned around after he saw fire trucks heading towards the fire he started. The firefighters believed that they extinguished that fire that day. However, like I said, they were incorrect. And allegedly, the Lockman fire later led to the Palisades fire, and John would be charged for both of them. On October 8th, 2025, John was arrested and charged with destruction of property with means of fire and connection with the Lockman and Palisades fire. John was denied bail after the judge had concerns about his mental health, unsteady income, and complicated relationship with his family. He's facing a minimum of 5 years in prison if convicted, and a maximum of 20 years. So is John guilty of starting the Palisades fire that destroyed and killed? Or is this the fault of the firefighters who failed to fully extinguish the Lockman fire that only burned 9 acres? Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll keep you up.